All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Real Life, Real Tarot. And today we're going to explore a scenario where you've discovered your business partner has been cheating on you, in a manner of speaking. And basically, they've been poaching clients from your business. So here's the background. Finding out my partner has been poaching clients behind my back feels like a physical punch to the gut, especially after the years of sweat equity we've poured into this brand together. I'm oscillating between a fiery need to demand the truth and a cold, sinking realization that the foundation of our trust might already be turned to ash. I feel paralyzed by the choice to either fight for a partnership that might be dead, or to start quietly building a lifeboat while the ship is still sailing. I need the cards to help me see beyond my own rage, so I can determine if this bridge is worth repairing, or if it's time to let it burn. So, this one's an interesting scenario because it is a conflict between two people, and our querent is deciding where to just stay or find out why, or to go. So the question we're going to look at from the querent is, how should I handle the truth about the situation to best protect my professional future? So let's begin. So the spread we're going to look at today is called the Resolving Conflict Spread, and I can't remember where I came across it. I think it's from a website which I'll put in my bio. And it's a 6-card spread. We're going to focus on the conflict to figure out where it's coming from, why this is all coming to pass, and hopefully help the querent with their anger towards their partner. Our querent is focused on not ruining their professional future, and rage can certainly affect that. So finding an outlet, finding a way to understand why this is all happening can help mitigate some of those things that a person can do when they're pretty upset. So, all right. What is the root of the conflict? What can I do to help resolve the conflict? What am I not understanding about their point of view? Oh, sorry. There we go. What is my role in this conflict? Energy I should approach the other person with. How can we move forward from this conflict? All right. So here we have, we start with the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords basically it's a card that talks about some ways betrayal and backstabbing, but that's not always the case. In the nicest way possible, it can suggest burnout. Our main character is often found on the floor with 10 swords in their back, dripping in blood. This deck interprets it as a host of a dinner party with 10 swords in their back, basically, and it kind of suggests a toxic work environment. This spread, or this card particularly, doesn't really mince words about the root of this conflict. It suggests betrayal, backstabbing. Our querent has been busy working on schmoozing and building clients and the business, and they're betrayed. They feel betrayed. That's plain and simple. Sometimes this can also suggest that the friendship, the relationship, the partnership has also run its course. 10 is a completion card after all. And when it's usually presented, it kind of suggests that the chapter of a life is approaching completion, whatever that may be. It's either a happily ever after or it's just time to part ways. And in this case, it's certainly a bit of time to part ways, and the betrayal is real. So, right. So, what can I do to help resolve the conflict? We have the Knight of Cups. A man who believes they're heavily armored, romantic, charismatic. In truth, they're just a whimsical character who isn't always taken seriously because you're driving a stupid looking penny farthing bicycle. So what does this card tell us about anything? Knights of Cups are daydreamers, they're wanderers, but they're also romantics. They lead with their heart and they set themselves out on a mission to heal the world. So what can Aquarian do to help resolve the conflict? I guess what it's saying is, as a knight, take the initiative to find out why. Why is this all happening? Get your business partner's point of view and ask, and reach out to them. You could stew in your emotions and your anger, but this card is actually suggesting that you need to approach them and you need to actually find out what the hell is going on and be prepared for some hurtful truths, as our character here is armored. So what am I not understanding about their point of view? Or what is our querent not understanding about their point of view? Ace of Wands. Our phallic Ace of Wands is often a card of sexual drive, of creative drive, of passion, of energy and initiative. And when an Ace of Wands appears in your reading, often it suggests that you've got a new idea or a new creative pursuit that you need to start planning, a potential future around. But it's reversed, and that tells me that perhaps the energy and the passion has run its course. From their point of view, is they can't see a future within the organization, within the business partnership. The passion for this project, this exercise, it has run its course. And it's something that's obviously they've kept from you. It is being reversed, also can suggest that this is repressed. And, that's not fair on you. But this is what is going through them right now. Okay. What is my role in this conflict? The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a highly intelligent person. They're sharp, they're quick-witted, they're critical, can be scathing as well to a point, and they keep their emotions hidden from the world. Queen of Swords are very passionate and quite outspoken generally. Their sharp, quick-thinking mind can be quite intimidating to people who are not used to their style of communication. Honest, brutal, and they have no time for bullshit. So what is this card saying about your role in this conflict, Querent? What it's saying is that you're not easy to get along with. It's also saying that perhaps you haven't been as easy to approach in the last few months or days about anything, and they may see you as being a little bit reserved and cut off. So there is a hand you have played in this, whether you acknowledge it or not. What this card is basically saying is that yeah, you've kind of been so focused on the business and everything that you haven't actually been the most approachable person to talk about, where this is all going. And so, yeah, anyway. So, what energy should a querent approach their business partner with? We have the Two of Wands right next to the Ace. Two of Wands are all about planning. When you have an Ace of Wands, you have all this energy and passion. The Two of Wands suggests that you need to start putting it into a plan. You need to start putting it into action and make choices about where you want to go with it. Do you take door number 1 or do you take door number 2, as suggested here? So, what does it mean when it's reversed? The energy you should approach the other person with is to acknowledge that they no longer have their passion anymore. And perhaps, rather than trying to rekindle it and build the partnership all over again, the Two of Wands reverse suggests that it might be time to call it quits and go your separate ways. Our two characters no longer plan together, but now rather they go into two separate doors. So how can we move forward from this conflict? Strength. What an aptitude card. What an apt card for this reading. The Strength card is Major Arcana, and what it can suggest basically is our hero, the nurse. I'm assuming it's a nurse or a doctor, who knows? I can never tell medical people apart. Uses compassion and kindness to control the beast within. You might be feeling furious that your partner has betrayed you and started poaching clients, and you're absolutely right. They should not have. They should have had the courage to come forward, but here we are. What should have happened and what has happened is two different things. So what this card's suggesting is, rather than give in to your beast within and go, ape shit on them, calm down, use compassion, acknowledge that it hasn't been easy in the last few months, perhaps acknowledge that the relationship has indeed strained, and find a way to move forward. So let's do a quick recap. All right. So, why do you feel the way you do, or what is the root of this conflict? It is the betrayal. It is the feeling that you've been putting all your effort into this business while your partner has been secretly stabbing you in your back. So what can you do to help resolve the conflict? I think you need to be the bigger person and actually approach them, talk to them about how this has made you feel. Put your heart on your sleeve and actually share the feeling of being hurt with them. What they've done is wrong, but you actually need to tell them that and get them to own up to what they've done. Okay. What are you not understanding about the situation, Querent? So from their point of view, they feel that the creative fire that has built this company, that has built the organization, has fizzled out. They no longer have the passion that they came with, like they did. It's gone. And it's something to actually perhaps talk to them about, or quietly listen to as they tell you. So what's your role in this conflict? You also need to acknowledge that you may have played a role in this yourself. Perhaps you knew secretly that things haven't been the way they used to be. And perhaps while your business partner has been poaching clients, you've probably been a little bit more emotionally distant and more focused on the affairs of the business rather than acknowledging that perhaps this relationship and this partnership is done. So what's left for you to do? The Two of Wands reverse suggests that it is time to go your separate ways. With the Ace in tow, it's suggesting that you take this as a sign that it is time to split up and start planning for a life apart. There is no hard feelings. Oh, there are hard feelings, but rather than, you know, getting angry, acknowledge that, this is just a sign that it is time for you guys to move apart. Why move ahead with the pain of what has happened? It serves no one. So how can we move forward from this conflict? Both of you need to actually be a little bit more compassionate, and particularly you, Querent. I think what this card is saying is that you need to repress those instincts of fury and rage, or rather make a choice to use compassion, kindness, and simply, move on. You could get angry with him, but it will not serve you and it won't help your professional future either. The fact is, you still have a bunch of clients from this business, and I guess speaking more pragmatically, I don't think it's in the best interest of your clients for them to both hear that the two of you have been fighting and you've walked out. It puts them in a very awkward position where they may have to choose. It is better for your clients, for the two of you to work out who leaves with what, calmly and rationally. So that's my reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. Next week we will look at what are we looking at? We're looking at a case where a mother-in-law wants to move in with the two of you, and you and your partner are already struggling in your small 2-bedroom house. So how do we deal? All right. So thank you for listening. Do tell me if you have any thoughts on this reading and what this might be telling you. But until then, have a wonderful week. Cheers.